Let's start with the trachea. Trachea is a thin walled tube that extends downwards through neck region and divides into two bronchi. Each bronchi enters into the pair of lungs. One bronchi enters into left lung and another bronchi enters into the right lung. Now trachea has cartilaginous rings and these rings help in preventing the collapsing of trachea during respiration. This is the trachea, which extends downwards from the neck region and enters into the pair of lungs. In trachea, small rings are present and these rings are called cartilaginous rings. These cartilaginous rings help in preventing collapsing of trachea during the breathing or during respiration. Now let's talk about lungs. In human beings, a pair of lungs are present for exchange of gases. These lungs are present above the abdominal cavity on the diaphragm region. See this diagram. These are a pair of lungs which are present above the abdominal cavity and rest on the diaphragm region and lies in the thoracic cavity. And each lung is lined by two membranes, and these membranes are known as pleural membranes or pleura membrane. These are a pair of lungs, and in lungs are covered with two membranes, and these membranes are known as pleura. From trachea is divided into bronchi, and each bronchi, when enters into lungs, divides into primary bronchi, and primary bronchi then divides into secondary bronchi, and secondary bronchi further divide into tertiary bronchi. These tertiary bronchi then divides into smaller bronchioles. Each bronchiole then forms a alveolar duct, and this alveolar duct enter into the alveolar sac. These bronchi and their branches give the appearance of the bunch of grapes. The alveolar duct, also known as alveoli, alveolar sac, are also known as alveoli. Alveoli is composed of or made of moist ciliated moist non-ciliated squamous epithelial cells. This alveoli is surrounded by a network of blood capillaries. The question is that why and what is the function of alveoli? Alveoli is present in lungs to increase the surface area of lungs for easy exchange of gases. Surface area of alveoli, open alveoli, is about 80 meters square. In lungs, this alveoli is present in very tightly coiled form. When this coiled form is open to the outside, then alveoli contains the surface area of about 80 meters square. Second question is that how oxygen is transported to each cell of body from lungs. We know that a respiratory pigment is present in our body, and that respiratory pigment is known as hemoglobin. This hemoglobin is present in the RBCs of blood cell. This hemoglobin has a combining property hemoglobin is present in the overall body of the human. This hemoglobin is combined with oxygen in very efficient manner. By combining with hemoglobin, it forms oxyhemoglobin, and thus in this way oxygen is transported to each and every cell of the body. Then one question arises: if hemoglobin is not present in our body, then what would happen? If hemoglobin is not present in our body, then a single molecule of oxygen takes about 3 years to reach the different body parts. अगर हमारी बॉडी में हीमोग्लोबिन प्रेजेंट नहीं है तो ऑक्सीजन का ट्रांसपोर्ट कैसे होगा? ऑक्सीजन का ट्रांसपोर्ट होने में बहुत सारा टाइम लग जाएगा। लंग्स से लेकर बिल्कुल फुट तक अगर ऑक्सीजन ट्रांसपोर्ट करनी है तो उस ऑक्सीजन के ट्रांसपोर्ट में नियर 3 इयर्स का टाइम लग जाएगा एक सिंगल मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ ऑक्सीजन को ट्रांसपोर्ट होने में। लास्ट organ of human respiratory system is voice box, that is larynx. Larynx is also known as voice box. This is somewhat the shape of larynx. Above larynx, pharynx is present, and below larynx, trachea is present. Larynx is enlarged upper part of trachea. Before puberty means between the age of 12 to 13 years. Larynx is same in both sexes, in male and female. But after puberty, larynx is enlarged and protrudes outside in man. And when larynx is enlarged and protrudes outside in man, then it is known as Adam apple. In larynx, two vocal cords are present. This is the larynx, and in larynx, two vocal cords are present. These vocal cords are the invaginations of or folding of membrane. Folding of mucous membrane. Then question is that how larynx help in producing sound. Sound is produced due to vibration of these vocal cords. When there is vibration in vocal cord, the vibration in these vocal cord help in producing sound. And this sound is then converted into speech with the help of buccal cavity, palate, which is present above the buccal cavity, tongue, and lips. This is the overall respiratory system in human beings.